Hey, what is going on, you cave-dwelling delibirds? Today we're looking at Regis in the post-rotation format. We're going to start by looking at what it looks like right now, and then what it could look like as soon as we get Scarlet and Violet and rotation hits. So let's go ahead, let's get right into it. Let's take a look at where we're at right now with the Regis deck. So this is my current build, my straightforward build, not very teched out. Of course, there is room to be a little bit flexible to add stuff like Escape Rope, or, you know, third Regigigas, Bad Drago, whatever you want. There's some room for that, but of course, we're talking rotation. So this is what it looks like right now. Let's take a look at what we lose as soon as rotation hits here in just a couple weeks, and it is a lot. Of course, we still have our Regis, we still have our research, our gust effects are still around here as well. Got the little trusting trekking shoes in here, but we have no energy anymore. We literally can't attack with any of our Regis in this current state. So we got to fix some holes in this list. So let's take a look at what I've cooked up so far for post-rotation Regis. This is what we're looking at here. Okay, we can attack again. Our attacking is going to be a little bit awkward. Also, another thing that I didn't mention that was pretty big. So we lost all of our energy. We also lost all of our Pokemon recovery. Ordinary Rod does rotate. So we lost Quick Balls, all of our energy, Ordinary Rod. It's bad. It's looking real bad for Regis. But once again, going back to what I've cooked up so far for the post-rotation Regis, let's talk about some of those holes we had before and how we're kind of filling them in. Scoop Up Net is also another big card that we're losing here. So we still got our Regi lineup here. I went for a little bit of an interesting lineup on the Regis here. I went with 3 Lecky and 3 Drago because those will be our main attackers in the deck. One of the things that I thought would be kind of a problem since we lost Ordinary Rod would be the Pokemon recovery situation, right? If we just have like 2 Lecky and 2 Drago, but they're like our main attackers, if we attack with a Lecky and then it gets knocked out, and then we send up a Drago, and then we bench a Lecky and it gets knocked out, then we send up the Lecky and it gets knocked out. If we haven't found our Pokemon recovery up to that point so far, we just can't attack any further after they've knocked out the second Lecky or the second Drago, because we did lose Aurora energy, so we can't really pivot into all of our Regis throughout a game. We can't attack with Regice anymore. We can't attack with Registeel. Of course we could, but then we'd have to include water energy and metal energy, and that's just kind of a big commitment that I don't think the deck can afford to make. So we've cut down, taking a look at the energy, we've cut down on our available attacking options. We don't have the Auroras anymore. We got 3 lightning and energy in here, because Lecky's probably our best neutral attacker in almost every single matchup. 2 fighting energy in here. There's going to be some stuff that's weak to fighting, Miraidon, stuff like that. So we need to be able to hit with that Regirock. So we have 2 fighting energy in here to enable the Regirock, 2 fire energy and 2 grass energy. And that actually kind of makes Regidrago one of the best attackers and most efficient attackers in the deck. We have 2 fire and 2 grass. And then we only need 1 of each to get into the discard pile. 1 of each to get into the discard pile for the Regidrago. Now, it does need the double grass plus a fire for the Bad Drago to hit for the 240 option, but I think that's like still manageable. If we prize a grass, it's like not the end of the world that we can't attack with the Bad Drago in every single situation. We'll either get there eventually or might just not need it. But like I said, I kind of like the third Drago in here. So once they like remove the first 2 Dragos from play, you know, we can just like bench a third Drago and still keep attacking with whatever follow-up Regi we want to from there. But with only 2 of each of those energies, only 3 of the lightning, it can be still hard to like get those energies. We got to get them and then get them in the discard pile. So we also included energy searches for energy search to help us find our basic energy. Of course, we do still have some special energy in here. A couple gifts, 2 gift energy, and 1 double turbo energy. So it is still possible to attack with the Regigigas in 1 turn. And with Mew still being like seemingly a prevalent tier 1, tier 2 deck in the format, definitely want to be able to handle the Mew matchup. So we need to be able to attack with the Regigigas. Only 1 double turbo in here for now, but depending on how good and how popular Mew is, I definitely could see pretty aggressively going up to a second double turbo. 2 choice belt in here, of course. Still doing that. We lost Scoop Up Nets, so we had to come up with some kind of alternate card for that. So I've included the 3 switch card and 2 escape rope, just heavy on the switch cards. So that way, if we like attack with a Regirock, then our opponent knocks out our Regirock, but we're like next turn we want to attack with a Regirock again, we can, because we can bench the Regirock, play a switch card, or play an escape rope plus maybe a gust effect combo to get the Regirock back in the active and attack what we want to be attacking. For the stadium count, the stadium's a little bit weird. Before we play Path to the Peak, Path to the Peak is great. It was really in there because it was really good up against Mew. It was really good against the best deck in the format in Lugia, but Lugia's no longer the BDIF. So I've gone with Stormy Mountains currently. There are a couple different options to potentially go with as far as the stadiums go. And I think the best option will be coming out in the following set is a Japanese set Triple Beat. There's a stadium that lets you search for any basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench. Not just a Lightning or a Dragon. But so far I've gone for the consistency route of the Stormy Mountains. We still have 4 Ultra Ball in here, or we do now have 4 Ultra Ball in here. And then we've also put the 4 nest balls in here that are coming out in Scarlet and Violet. No quick balls anymore, of course. We still are rocking a heavy ball. I could even see going up to 2 heavy ball, possibly. Heavy ball is a super powerful card in this deck. But I was like, all right, well, none of the other stadiums seem great. We could play Path to the Peak still. It still, of course, isn't terrible. Mew's still a deck. Lugia is still a deck. But let's try Stormy Mountains. Let's go with the consistency route for now. We'll see how that feels. Of course, I haven't played a whole ton of games or any games with this deck yet. This is all just cooking. No actual testing. And then for the supporters had to change a little bit. We did lose Marnie. Of course, we still have our 4 research. We have a 1 boss's order still, and then we have a Serena count as well, 3 Serenas. But we've lost all of our Pokemon recovery. Ordinary Rod, of course, will be coming out eventually, which I'm sure Regi's will love and will play. But it's not out quite yet, so we've had to fall back on Miriam, which is a supporter that says shuffle up to 5 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck. That's a lot of Pokemon, and then draw 3 cards. So pretty reasonable Pokemon recovery still. Shuffle up to 5 Pokemon back into the deck, and then you draw 3 cards for a turn. So it's not just a Pokemon recovery card, but it's also a draw supporter as well. So this is it. This is my current build, current take on the Regi's deck. I think there is still definitely some hope here for Regi's. I don't think we're completely done once rotation hits. Scarlet and Violet does give us some options to keep the deck alive with the Miriam. That's like the big card that we're gaining. And Nest Ball as well, I guess, because we are losing Quick Ball. We need ways to find our Regis. So Nest Ball and Miriam keeps Regis alive, keeps it on hopefully a little bit more than just kind of life support here, and hopefully it can actually be a competitor. But I do think once we get Triple Beat and we get access to the new Luminous Energy and Ordinary Rod, I think there's definitely a possibility for Regis to thrive once again, maybe even push for being like a tier 1 deck finally. But I think it still will hang in there around a tier 2, tier 3 deck moving into the new rotation format. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think this Regi list can compete with the Scarlet and Violet format, or do you think it's gonna fall a little flat until we get some of the other cards that are obviously going to be very good, like the Luminous Energy, like the Super Rod? Let me know if you think there's any cards that I didn't include in my list that you think I should include, or should be like a staple in the Regi decks, or even any tech cards you think I should be playing Path to the Peak over the Stormy Mountains. Do you like the Stormy Mountains, or do you think there's something I missed that should just be in every Regi list moving into the Scarlet and Violet format? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know if there's any other decks you want to see me cover in this way as well, taking a look at where we are, what we lose, and then where we're going once Scarlet and Violet hits just in a couple weeks. That's going to do it for today's video. Rambling a little bit, stumbled a little bit, but catch y'all in the next video.